Welcome back to another Minetest and mod review. Today we are looking at the Natural Slopes mod. And now this mod itself is actually just an API. If you want to use it with Minetest game, you will also have to download Natural Slopes underscore Minetest underscore game mod, which I will have linked on my website along with the link to the mod itself. And what this mod does is add slopes to the landscape. Slopes is kind of a misnomer. It really does stairs, not slopes, but same difference. So we see here that the sandy hills, the dunes, whatever you want to call these, have stairs along the edges of them in some spots, not all. Some places we still have actual drop-offs. Our snowy nodes here stay the same. And one of the interesting things about this is if I go ahead and do some digging, some of these nodes will change themselves to be sloped. Not all of them. And then if I fill nodes in, we'll also, in some cases, there we go, change the nodes around. So if I just place one, let me clear out some space here. If I place a single piece of sand in the middle here, this one places a full node, places as a full node, places a full node, turns that to a stair. These both turn to stairs. That didn't do anything to those, interestingly enough. But if I dig these out, well, now this one turns to a corner stair because that's a stair. And that turns to a different stair. See if I fill that. We can get some interesting landscape. This works with the Minetest game edition. On sand, it's supposed to be on stone too, and on dirt, but not dirt with snow, which I think is due to the fact that dirt with snow oftentimes has snow on top of it, and that would make it a little more confusing. We can see here that there is also inverted slope support. I think that would be the right way of phrasing this. So slopes that are upside down. And, well, yeah, I don't have stone, so let me just grab some. All right, and let's see what happens if I place some stone down here. Okay, well, all the stone I'm placing seems to be placing as full nodes on the underside. And it doesn't seem to be affecting these nodes. Oh, but that just did. This one also. How did I do that? How did I make that happen? Okay, interesting. I don't know what it was I did that made that happen. But some of them placed inverted. Let's fly up towards the top here and see how many more. There we go. We have another inverted stair piece on the bottom. All of the sand here, well, not all of it, but a lot of the sand we're seeing as stairs as well. A bunch more inverted on the inside of that archway. Again, the snow doesn't really seem to do the stairs at all. Here's some inverted. That's kind of goofy looking. I'd really like to get out of this snow and get someplace with grass so we could see what that looks like. Well, here's some cold desert. We'll take a look. A lot of stair there. Continuing on, we got some we have grass. Very nice. Let's see what this looks like. Let's check it out. All right, so the hill coming down here is comprised mostly of stairs, which makes it very easy to ascend and descend. I mean, it was always easy to go downhill because you would just walk down, you know, the bigger drops. But getting up, not so much. You'd have to do a lot of jumping. And now you don't really have to because there are a lot of stairs. Now, not every single edge is turned to a stair. We can see here that there's a big section where none are, but then over here a lot are. And we still have some, you know, weird edge cases, no pun intended, where like we get a corner stair there going to a full node. And we get some weird stuff like that when I place these new nodes where those don't change. But I have found if you place a solid node on top of them, that will turn them to a solid node. So for example, placing a solid node there or a solid node there, or here, turns the nodes below them into solid nodes as well. So if you are having some issues and you want to not have those issues, that is something you can try. I don't really know how it decides where it's going to change something and where it's not. Like, for example, why did none of that change? But now suddenly these did, and it looks like this did as well. I don't really know. I don't know if there's an ABM running doing something here. What we see right here, the stuff that I haven't touched, is just being done by Mapgen at Mapgen time. I haven't noticed any noticeable difference. Obviously, I probably didn't need to say noticeable difference. It seems to run as fast as ever. If I turn on fast mode and go a flying at a diagonal, going at a diagonal theoretically should mean that there's more Mapgen that needs to happen, because we're not just doing one block straight in front of us. We're doing blocks to both sides. But as you can see here, I'm not really able to outrun Mapgen. We can see the edge of the world, which isn't too unusual when Mapgen is running. And my view range is set at 600. Because Mapgen, even though my view range is 600, Mapgen isn't set to generate that high. But as you can see, Mapgen is having no issues keeping up. And although some places don't have the stairing, the slopes going on, other places do. One thing I did notice, and this is quite nice actually, it has no effect underwater, which is stellar. Oh, actually, you know what? Here it's got some. That's interesting. For the most part, underwater, I haven't seen that going on, which, like I said, is good, because you would get a lot of air bubbles in the water from the stairs, which would be quite ugly. Here it has it, but I think that might be something with the fact that there's the cave / ravine there that the water's flowing into. My guess is if the node has no airspace around it, that it does not get affected. Yeah, those are all full nodes there. And then here we have some stairs. So yeah, basically just affects Mapgen. All right, so that is going to wrap it up. The slopes can't be crafted, but for the most part, any of them that you would probably want to be crafting, you could craft, you know, just the normal way. So whatever the normal stair recipe is, we can get stone stairs, or whatever the recipe for slabs is, all of that. It's just done in such fashion that it's not dependent on stairs. So you don't have to have the stairs mod and it will still work just fine, because it registers its own versions of any of the landscape nodes that it is going to be affecting. Again, all the links will be on my website, which is linked down in the video description. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another mod review, and I will see you then.